Here. Keep moving it, and it's still in my eye. We done? We good? Finally? Jesus Christ. Okay, hey guys, so I've been away for a while. I've had a lot of stuff to do. I've been applying for a green card, I've been applying for graduate school, I've been going to actual school, so whatever, it doesn't really matter. I've been away for a while. Anyways, since I'm on break for like a month, I'm pretty much going to try to upload a couple times a week, and I know I always say that, but now I'm on break, so I don't really have an excuse. And I'm going to try and start vlogging again. I'm not going to do Vlogmas because I think it's boring, but yeah. Anyways, the thing I want to talk about today was something I've been trying to kind of talk about for a while, but I just didn't know what I wanted to say about it, and I'm still not sure, but sleep paralysis. So by the title of this video, you'll know that I had sleep paralysis for over a month. Now, I say over a month because I stopped counting days. I think I got to about 43 days and I just kind of stopped counting. 43 days in a row of having sleep paralysis every night, even multiple times a night. And I know I've seen a lot of videos about this online, and I always think they're interesting because I kind of want to see how other people live it. I know everyone kind of has similar experiences, but the way you react to it is different, obviously. And also I've recently gotten medication to help me with it, and it has been working, so I thought I'd kind of put that out there. So if anyone has that problem and you're seeing a doctor or whatever, you can mention that and you can see what they say. Anyways, I guess I can start with where this all began. So I started having sleep paralysis about, I want to say like a bit over 2 years ago. And last winter was really when it became the worst. That's when I had my month, I remember. It was winter quarter. No, sorry, it was right before winter quarter, and I just remember having over a solid month where I was not only scared to sleep, but I was obviously sleeping horribly, because when you have those kinds of experiences, you're not sleeping peacefully. And I just remember I would be scared to go to bed, like I said. And just psychologically, I feel like in the day it would fuck me up too. Like, I feel like I would dissociate sometimes too when that would happen to me. Like, I'd have sleep paralysis, so be between awake and asleep, see the person standing in my apartment, like in front of my door of like my bedroom, freak the fuck out, and then for the rest of the day I would kind of feel like I was, like everything was kind of blurry, kind of foggy, as if I were on some kind of heavy medication or something, I don't know, but I was on no medication at the time, and I would just feel like I couldn't tell if I was in a dream or not, which is actually a very scary feeling to have, because I just remember I couldn't really tell what was real and what was a dream, and so I'd like go around touching things to see if they were real, you know, because in dreams I don't really feel, like tact isn't really one of the main, like, sense that I feel. Like I think the only one is sight. I don't even think smell comes up in my dreams or nightmares, and especially not touching. So I'd always go around touching to see, obviously, if things were real. And it was just kind of scary because, you know, apart from not being sure whether you're in a dream or not, if you have been having horrible nightmares and sleep paralysis, which I think is pretty much constitutes a nightmare, you don't want to be in a dream. So when you're going around touching things, you're not like, oh yeah, like I hope I bump into a fucking unicorn. No, it's more like, I hope there's not someone coming to murder me. Let me touch everything to see if I'm in real life or if I'm dreaming. So I know that was one of the main, like, side effects, we can say, of my sleep paralysis. But one main thing that kept happening, and it was like my sleep paralysis wasn't, it wasn't kind of like a recurring nightmare. Like, it wasn't necessarily that I'd have the same person or thing or entity. It had happened every so often, but I had a few like characters that I'd see like mixed up, but it was pretty much like a mix and match. It was like, if it's not this guy, it's that guy or whatever. And I think the one I remember most vividly was, so it was like this black shape, just like humanoid shape, but it was like a shadowy shape. Like it had no face, but you could just feel like anger and evilness. Like you could feel that it wanted to hurt you. And obviously I was lying down in bed and I couldn't move, but I could see it, and I couldn't scream, but I could see it. And I remember it started walking, or like moving. It was like floating slowly towards my bed, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. And then all of a sudden, this like long fucking like little rolled up barbed wire thing pops up, and the figure like puts it towards me, and somehow I understood that it wanted me to pretty much swallow all of this barbed wire. And for a while, I think I resisted it. I don't know how I resisted it, probably just by keeping my mouth shut or just like not reacting. I think that was my way of resisting it. But it was probably just like a matter of seconds, but it felt like I was there for an eternity with this thing standing over me, holding this fucking barbed wire, waiting to feed it to me. And I just remember the pure, like, fear. I could remember my heart fucking palpitating, and I think the fact that I'd been having this for, I think at this point it had been like 2 weeks straight that I'd been having sleep paralysis every night. I was kind of jaded about it, because I was just like, oh, fuck this thing again, but at the same time, you don't have that presence of mind. You're not thinking logically when you're having sleep paralysis. You're not like, oh yeah, this is a dream, whatever. Like, no, you feel like you're there, so I was jaded, but at the same time, that doesn't really help you in the moment. And, yeah, so at one point I just decided, okay, I'm going to swallow the barbed wire. Like, this thing is not going to go away until I do what it wants me to do. So I was like, okay. So I see this, like, barbed wire just, like, going into my mouth. And I woke up immediately after. Like, I didn't feel any pain, or after that it was just kind of like, it was over. So once that happened, it kind of made me think about ways to cope with sleep paralysis. And one of the ways I found to cope, which is pretty shitty, but worked, was that whatever came into my room, whatever was there, whatever was sitting on my chest, whatever the entity was, whatever the fear was, I would just say, or not say because I couldn't move, but like in my brain I'd be screaming, kill me, kill me, kill me, and I would just let it kill me. And it was like the most terrifying fucking thing, because it obviously feels real, you know, it feels like you're telling some random burglar, like, yeah dude, shoot me in the face. Like, I would just say, okay, go for it, I'm ready to die, like, see you later, I'm not down to be here anymore. And that would actually make my dreams end, like, not dreams, my sleep paralysis situation end really quickly. And it kind of sucks to do that, because like I said, it is pretty terrifying, but it was a way to cope in that time, because it's not like I had any medication, and I didn't really think medication would be necessarily helpful. Like, I didn't know enough to say that medication would be able to help me. Anyways, this leads me kind of to the central point. By doing this kill me thing, this strategy, let's say, what would happen is that I'd wake up and I'd be super tired, because I would have slept shittily, obviously, and then I'd try to go back to bed, but at the same time I'd be scared to close my eyes, because I had a feeling I'd fall into a kind of paralysis state again. And that's always what would happen. After I did this kill me method, I'd always open my eyes, struggle to keep them open, and then fall back asleep and have another situation exactly the same. And it just kind of kept going like that. So when I said that I'd have like multiple instances of sleep paralysis in one sleep, let's say, one day, that's what I mean. Like, I'd wake up, go back to bed, and start again. Wake up, go back to bed, and start again. And yeah, so I guess that coping method just really is not helpful if it does that to you. But another thing I want to talk about is, I've mentioned medication a couple times in this video, so I'm pretty sure you understand that that's where I'm going. I recently I went to see a psychiatrist to get a diagnosis for something else, and I happened to, well, my psychiatrist asked like how I was sleeping, and I said that I had sleep paralysis, and since that period, around a year ago, let's say a little bit more than a year ago, after that month it started to subside. I started dissociating a bit, but it started to subside. But I'd have it every so often. It wasn't completely gone, so when I went to see the psychiatrist, I told her that I did have sleep paralysis and I did have nightmares pretty often, so my sleep was not the best. And surprisingly, she said that a lot of people that went to see her had sleep paralysis, and I guess that's not really surprising, but it would be surprising to me that the medical community would count it as something legit. I feel like they'd just brush it off. But she counted it as legit. She was like, yeah, like a lot of people who come here have that problem. And apparently what helps them is being prescribed an antipsychotic. So it has nothing to do with like, it doesn't mean you're psychotic or whatever the fuck. But the thing about antipsychotics is that, first of all, they pretty much function as sleeping pills because you take them right before going to bed. But apart from that, antipsychotics also, if you're an anxious person, kind of stop your brain from going into that full-on panic mode. And I know that I'm an anxious person, and I've never been on medication for anxiety, but after being prescribed Seroquel, the antipsychotic, for, now it's been what, I want to say 2 or 3 months, I can't remember exactly, about 3 months, I've not had any sleep paralysis. I've been sleeping better. I've been sleeping throughout the whole night, which is great because that was not happening that often. And especially because I feel like a lot of people who have sleep paralysis also tend to have nightmares, and I had really intense nightmares too, so that was stopping me from sleeping well, and those subsided as well. And in the daytime also, my anxiety has gone down. Like, of course I'll still have moments, but on a day-to-day basis it is not happening like it used to. Like, I used to have like a couple breakdowns a day of like anxiety over really things that didn't matter, whereas now it's like I might have anxiety every so often, but that's part of being a human. So yeah, so I guess I kind of wanted to talk about that because I've been seeing a lot of videos about it, but more than that, I just feel like between the videos I've been seeing and people around me, I've been noting that a lot of people are having a hard time. As always, people always have a hard time, but that there's been kind of this focus or refocus on mental illness, or I don't know what you'd want to call sleep paralysis, weird things that happen to you. So I wanted to talk about it, especially since I kind of found a solution for mine, so hopefully that would help someone, because I know I would have liked to know a year ago that there was a kind of medication solution that at least can help. And yeah, I hope this was interesting. I really don't know if it was, but I have makeup on, so I'm gonna post this because I went out of my way. But yeah, I was thinking I might do another video about New Year's Eve outfits. I think that's the thing. I ended up buying like way more dresses than any human needs in a lifetime. And a lot of them are pretty festive, like either sequined or glittery, kind of like New Year's Eve type things. So maybe I'll make a short kind of lookbook bullshit thing about those, because I know people are always looking for dresses, and I know that when I was looking for dresses I couldn't really find any links where they had a bunch of them posted, so maybe I'll do that. Anyways, I've blabbed on for long enough. I hope this was interesting or helpful in some way, and yeah, if anyone has had any experiences that they want to comment about, definitely do that, because I'm interested to hear about anyone else who's gone through this fucking hell. But yeah, hope you guys are having a good day. I'm out.